The Deputy Nationals leader David Littleproud will become the Agriculture Minister as the Prime Minister unveils his new look frontbench team. Darren Chester, the Veterans Affairs Minister, has been elevated to Cabinet. He'll join us on the program live in just a few moments. First though, let's take you live to our political reporter Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, firstly, just take us through some of the key changes.
Well, Ash, David Littleproud, as you said, has been elevated to replace Bridget McKenzie as the Agriculture Minister. He will be retaining his current position as the Drought and Emergency Management Minister. Darren Chester, as you say, he will remain as the Veterans Affairs Minister, but the Prime Minister is stressing he has now been elevated to Cabinet. That's the first time, he says, this has been a Cabinet position since 1993, making the point that he believes this shows the government's commitment to this issue, having this position in Cabinet. As for Keith Pitt, he's been elevated from the backbench straight into the Cabinet. He'll be replacing Matt Canavan as the Resources and Northern Australia Minister. Also interesting to point out that the water resources portfolio, which had been held by David Littleproud, will now go to Keith Pitt. He will have oversight over that. He has been one of those key proponents, though, when it comes to issues like nuclear power. The Prime Minister was asked today whether elevating Keith Pitt to Resources Minister means there will be a change to the nuclear energy policy.
So into the future, we're going to have to be looking at all opportunities to ensure our energy future. But the policy on nuclear is very clearly set.
And Trudy, Michael McCormack has changed his tune when it comes to those party rules around leadership challenges and how to make that effectively harder to call this bill.
Yes, he has. There has been a change of position in just 24 hours. It's been a push by the Victorian MP Anne Webster. She had been pushing to change the leadership rules to make it harder for a spill to be called. It would mean that you would need 2/3 of the party room to agree that there should be a leadership spill, a change from what we did see on Tuesday, where you only needed one person to stand up and another person to second them. The change would bring the party in line with what the Liberal Party does have in place. Yesterday, the Nationals leader Michael McCormack, he appeared to be supportive of this plan, but just a day later, things have changed.
Would you like to see the rules changed in the party? I know it's not the tradition of the Nats to do these sorts of spills.
Yes, I would, but that's for others.
Many years.
What it'll put an end to...
Will you change that?
Yes, I think it needs to be. And it was raised last year. I know it's going to be raised again. It's already been flagged. And I think what it'll put an end to is the media having that opportunity to sometimes stir up the hornet's nest when the hornet's nest isn't necessarily needing to be stirred up.
Well, it's a matter for the party and the party's management as to whether this goes forward. Both of the other major parties have a similar sort of rule in place. Fact is, we want to make sure that the member who brought this up and raised it wants to end the speculation about the leadership. And I think that's probably an important thing.
Now, Anne Webster says the change in the decision to pull this motion was due to administrative issues. He told that to The Australian. But this is more likely to be about the numbers here, that this was going to be a contentious issue in the party room, and Michael McCormack, just days from that challenge, has read the room here and softened his position, Ash.